So let's start with this exercise. In this exercise, we have 3 different views are given. So what in each view it is there, we'll understand. The first view, if you see at the top, that is a section AA. So from where the section has been done, if you see this part, from here, the section AA has been created. So total distance, if we see this model, the width of the model that is given here, 62. Okay. And if you see the total, this length of this model is 100. Now, so we cut the section and we representing here. So what the cross section is representing, wherever there is a hatching in the portion, hatching, that means there is a material is present. And wherever there is no hatch, there's a white color is there, it means there is a no material in the part. Okay. Now, what is this view? If we talk about this view, this is the bottom view of the model. Why I'm saying it is a bottom view? Because if we see the sectional view, this area is directly visible in this view. But if we see the same thing in this view, that is represented in the dashed lines. So something that is represented in a dashed line, that meaning that portion will be under the body. Okay, not upside, it is a backside of the body. So if it is a top view, I can see this directly over the part body, even that holes, because that is on upper side if you see in this view. But in this view, that is shown in the background because that is representing dash dash. So that is a bottom view. And this is a front view we have of the model. We have a front view. So when we make the model, we have to see all the views. We have to understand the dimension from all the views. Then only we can make it properly. Okay. So let's start making this part. So we'll go to new file, part, okay. So I'll set to white plane. Now which plane I'll take? I'm going to take a right plane. I'll draw from the sectional view because from this view, I can understand the shape is step. It's forming a step shape. But if I see this, I am confused like it is a rectangle only. But I can see there's some materials cuts are there, like hole is there, slot is there. So it is not exactly rectangle when we compare to the section. Okay, so we'll go to the section and then we'll add the depth and then we'll cut the material which is not present in the part. So I'll go to right plane and select, you can directly click the right plane and click on the sketch option, or go to sketch, click on sketch and select the right plane. So anyhow, you can select it. Now we'll make a sketch. So I'll make a line. So it is 44. You just take 44 nearby that, or you make first line, do the dimension. Why it is required? Sometimes the dimension is very big. If you make one dimension, that screen will be scaled accordingly, and then you can start making it. Like, let's continue. And I'll just make a complete sketch. Now let's add the dimension. We'll press D and add this to be 100. This to be 20. And this to be 37. Now we have defined all the dimensions. We'll exit from the sketch. We'll go out from the 2D. Exit. Now we'll go to feature tab and we'll go to extrude command. Yeah, you're saying something?
Is this a front view?
This is a sectional view, a side view.
Okay.
You see here?
Side view.
Yeah. So you can say one side of one after cutting section, we are looking at one side of the model. Okay. Now I'm extruding it. So if you see the model properly, there are so many things are at the middle of the body. Like this cut is at middle body, this hole is at middle, this is at middle. So instead of making blind, in that kind of bodies where you find the things at middle, okay, symmetrical portion, generally the model is symmetrical in nature. In that case, always take it mid plane option. So we'll change this to mid plane. Now total depth, you can see here 62. We'll define this to be 62 and do okay.
Okay, so we are drawing the normal view, not sectional view.
Yeah.
We are drawing normal 3D, not sectional view.
Yeah, we are making normal 3D with the help of sectional view. We understanding the detail from the sectional view, how it is, the outer shape. Sectional view, after making model, you can view it, but we are not preparing a sectional view. We are preparing a model from that with the reference of that view.
Okay, got it.
Now, I want to remove this area, that material, this portion. We can see here, this 12 distance cut is there, and this view also you can see that there's no material in that part.
Yeah.
So this is given here 24 by 37. Okay, this trapezoidal shape is we have to draw that. So we have to draw on this face. So now we'll select the face and click on sketch icon. Now we'll draw a line, making this line exactly to mid of that line, or you can take a midpoint line and draw from the origin. I'll make it coincide that. This way also you can arrange it. Like you can take midpoint line as we can pick from the point and we can midpoint line. So that'll be easy to create two side line and from the middle. Now this is 37 and this is 24.
24, yeah.
Now we'll join them each other. So we'll take a line, we'll press L as a shortcut and we'll join them. Join from here. Now here we don't have any relation actually. Horizontal vertical relation is missing on the line. Let's put that one relation, horizontal. And now let's align with respect of center also. Let's align to be vertically. So it will be centered. So it is not looking centered. Now it is looking centered properly. So now sketch is completely defined. We can cut this material. We can move. Now how moving? I'm pressing middle mouse button and rotating the model. Now exit from here. Now you're going to cut at the depth of 12. So extrude cut, define the depth 12 and do OK. See. So if you see from the front, like this same view is come, see. If you see in this view, let's make it normal to screen. See. Now I want to remove, if you see this view, there's also some cut is there. So we want to cut that face also. So we'll go to sketch and take a sketch. We'll select this face. We can make a rectangle. One rectangle I'm making here. Make this rectangle also, you just make it in such a way that it should be mid to that. So I'm just selecting middle point of that and midpoint of origin and making them to coincide. So that will be centered. Now we can define the size. So this way, if you do with a more relation and less dimension, so in that case, you don't need to put extra dimension to define your object. Now we can cut this. We can see here, this is a complete area that is removed. You can see here also, there's no material. So we'll cut that portion at the 100 distance, exit. You can go to extrude cut features, extrude cut, make it 100 and do OK. Now let's come to the slot. We'll select this face, sketch on it. We'll take a slot and we'll draw one slot here. Defining the distance D, pressing D button and just taking this to 20. And define this from here to here. Let's make some distance. So distance is missing here 21.5. Or if you don't want to place a distance, you can do one more thing because I have to maintain with the mid of that this edge. So there will be middle point of this edge. We'll select this, press Control and select this point and make it horizontal. So if you measure, distance will be remain same actually. Okay. So that way also you can do. So without putting extra distance, now this dimension we have to give actually the size 10. That is missing. We have added that 10. Now we can cut this material. So exit and making extrude cut. So define any depth. Basically depth is 20, but there's no material. You can put any depth and do OK. Now next, we can see there's one hole is there. It is written 10 through. We'll select this, sketch on it. We'll make a circle. We'll press D and define the dimension of 10 diameter. And then we'll specify this point to this point distance is 20. And also I'm aligning. Now, if you don't align, it will be not defined. So we have to align with respect to origin. This point and this point is vertically arranged. Now exit. Now you can use extrude cut and take complete cut. Okay, that is complete cut. Through means complete cut. You can change the option to through here, through all. It will cut completely and do OK. Now we have two holes are there. M6 into 1 or the depth 20. That this arrow means that the depth. Okay. So you can select the face, or you can do one thing. You can place a point and you can directly place a whole feature. I'll show you with that. So we'll go here and we can place some points. You can maintain the distance of the points, that is 44. maintaining this location 12, and define half distance also, so it will be exactly equal both sides. Make the point should be horizontally aligned to each other, then it will be fixed. Okay, thus I place the point. You can make a normal circle and cut it out, but we want to use a standard hole. So in that cases, you can use a hole wizard tool. And you can go to positions, go to 3D sketch, select this point and select that point. Now go to hole type. I want to take simple hole, you choose simple hole. And here you can see, actually, if you use simple hole, we don't have that. So we'll use a threaded straight tabbed hole and we'll just define that is M6 size. So depth of the hole, you can specify that depth is 20. So here we'll put the depth is 20 and do OK. This is how you can make the hole directly. Okay. Now you want to change the appearance of your model. You can get to the option is called apply appearance, edit appearance. There will be some appearance are available. We can go to that appearance and we can add different metal appearance to the model. Okay. You can change which model appearance you want. You can apply. Okay. So do OK. So these points are visible after making the sketches. You can hide this kind of things. This is how we can create. So in this exercise, we have a top view and we have a front view. We have two views of the model. You can say side, front. You can say that because we are looking from any side, it will be look same. Either look from front, either look from side. The model will remain same because it is a circular body.
Yeah.
Now, if you see carefully, this portion, half portion is same both side, right? Symmetrical. So, and if you see this one, it is a cylindrical. So yesterday we have learned one command. It's called revolved command. So I told you, like, when you find anything symmetrical, which is circular in nature, you make half cross section of that. So what is the cross section? If I take that, that will be one side cross section. I can draw and define the center line and I can revolve that. Now here one extra view is given. So why this extra view is given actually? So this portion in the part in the drawing, that is not flat to the screen. When we're doing detailing, we cannot represent a detail in that part. So whenever we have this kind of portion in your part, which is not flat to the screen, we have to generate extra views for that. So that's why we have taken 90-degree view from that to represent this view here, where we can see the flat detail representation of that model. Okay. So we'll make that part later. First, we have to create that flange and then we can make this portion on that. So let's see how to do. So let's take a new file. Okay. So now again, I'll take, you can take front or you can take right, any plane you can take, no issues in that. So we'll go to sketch and take a sketch method and I'm taking a front plane. I'll make first center line.
We can take top plane also. We can take top also.
No. You can take top if you're making by extrude, but we are not going to use extrude method because it is a cylindrical body. Cylindrical body, you can easily draw by making a cross-sectional view, half cross-section with one command you revolve and your work is done. But if you go with the top view, what do you do? Make one circle extrude, then second circle extrude, then third circle extrude, then fourth circle extrude. You have to do four extrude command to make that.
Yeah.
But that is a wrong approach. We have to do work faster, easier within less commands. Less command means which can be done easier way. Why we do complicate that things. Okay. So we'll find an easy method to do. So easy method is what? Revolve command. We have a tool for that. Okay. So we'll not go for the top. We'll only go with the front view.
Yeah.
So I'll take a line tool and just draw that. So I'll draw one line and we have dimension. We'll press D and we'll add the dimension for both sides. So as we learn that we can do dimension both sides. You can make half side one side if you want, but we can do both sides. So we take advantage of that. We'll put total dimension 50. So that way you can easily managing the dimension. Now as this dimension, you can see that is 39. I'll put it here. Let's draw one line and maintaining the dimension D. This line is, you see, 38 distance. And this I'll maintain 52. Like this, I maintain all the dimensions, whatever is there. Now I'll continue by making my sketch. Then I'll add dimension at last. So see the shape and try to make that. Like this, and we close it. Now we'll mention all the diameters that is given in this view. So bigger dia is 124. Let's define. So from here to here, that is 124. Then we can see the 88, that is this upper one. So we'll define this to be 88. And one more circle is there, that is 61 diameter, but that cannot be seen directly from the top view. So that's why we have represented here in the dash dash form that is given here. So that is 61. We'll define this to be 61. Let's make it here 61. Now we have to define that distances, heights that we have here. Let's define one by one. This is 2. This is 9. And this distance is 3. Okay, we have defined all the distance, but still my sketch is half black and half blue because we haven't maintained the relation with the respect of origin. So I'll say this line and this point will be horizontal. Okay, you can select the point and this point you can say horizontal. So now what is remaining? Let's see. And distance remains 39, 52, 9 distance, 3 distance. Okay, this distance remaining 20. So we'll add the distance here 20. Okay, now you can see my sketch has been completely defined. Exit. Now you see this is a sketch that I have made. Now select the sketch and go to features and take a revolve tool. You can see that material will be added and you can do OK here. Now I want to make that feature. For that, I need to draw some perpendicular line. For that, I need a plane at 45-degree orientation. So how you can make directly that plane at 45-degree orientation from the two planes? So first I'll show the two planes that is vertical to the part. And I need a plane that is here at 45 degrees. Okay, you can put a bisector, that is by using mid plane. We can take two planes and from there we can make a mid plane of that. We'll take a plane. I select this plane and press select the second plane. You can see here. It go this direction. You want to flip the direction, you can flip the direction. Okay, as per that view, current view. I'll take in this direction. So you see that this direction, I got one plane. Now with the help of this plane, what I will do, I'll just make a line on that. I'll make this part. So again, I have to make extra line. Select this, sketch on it. I'll produce one line here. We'll define all the dimension that is given in this part for this line. So first of all, we define the angle to be 45 degree. Then we'll define from here to here 15 height. Then from the center, you can define that is total distance is 58. So these are the distances they have given. Now what is given more? The diameters 10 and 3. So first we'll exit because we cannot draw directly, right? So we'll make one extra plane over this line and then we create 10 and 3 diameter circle. We'll go to reference geometry plane. We'll select this point and do OK. Now we'll select this plane, sketch on it. We'll make here and here. So make sure it should be concentric. You can make them concentric. And next thing, you can make that point to be coincide with this. So you select this point and select this point and select this point and say pierced. Now define the diameters 3 and 10. 3 and 10. Exit. Now you can hide the line because line is only a reference to take this position. And even you can hide that plane also, no issues. See here. Now we can draw to the next object. We'll select this and say extrude command. So set it to blind initially, reverse the direction. Now you will get the next option here up to next. See here and do OK. So little complicatedness is there in this portion only. But once you understand, you can make this kind of portion wherever it's coming. Now let's do next project. So in this project, what we have a suspension component. So if you see, we have a center path is given here. That is my 134 radius, means that is my path. And what is the profile size? That is two circles, that is 80 and 108. That is sweeping on that. And then we have one portion is there, one circular portion is added here. And upper side, we have one hole is there, that is a 44, and one cylindrical portion is there of 84. So where it is exactly from that center, it is 124. And we have some radius also there. Okay. So it is a very simple part. Let's see. So here we see some extra tools that we haven't covered right now, but we'll see in upcoming sessions, fillet and mirror, that kind of tools we'll see. So I'm going to use, now which plane I'll take? So I'll take a front plane, or you can take a right plane, because the front view or side view, we can say, of the model. So if you take like side view, it will look different actually. So I'm taking here right plane. Okay. So let's take, I'll take a front plane, not right plane. So I'll set it up. See here, front plane. Okay. So we'll take a front plane. Now we just make one half, that 134 radius arc, we're going to make it out. So we'll take center arc, define a center point, and define one half arc. Okay, just take this side and specify that to be 134 radius. Now we can exit this. So we already have plane is there, or if plane is not there, you have to generate a plane. Plane is there, we can use this plane. We can make two circles over the end and we can sweep it, or what you can do, because it's a circular shape, so you no need to draw actually anything. If any different profile is there, then we have to draw. But if we have only circular profiles, then you directly go to sweep command and define data from there. So go to sweep command, go to circular profile, select the curve. Now you have to only calculate what are the differences between this two part, like it is 80 and 108. Okay, that is a two circle I have to sweep along together. So you just find the differences of this. You just subtract 108 minus 80, that will be something 28 will become. So 28 is what, half this thickness and half this thickness, but we have to take only one thickness. So one side thickness. So that will be 14. Half is what, 14. So let's initially, what do? Just specify the total diameter, bigger diameter, how much it is, 108. Okay. Now go to thin feature, add a thickness of 14. So you see it is adding outside, just add inside, because how we calculated according to that, and how we define the diameter, according to that thickness will go inside. Okay. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So let's do okay here. This part came. Now we have to draw that upper portion. So I'll take one plane from the lower plane, the top plane, or you can select the from faces also. From this face also you can take that and flip offset and define 197 distance. Do okay.
Have
We'll select this.
Also, one more circle is there.
One more is there. We have to make that. Okay. Still it is pending that part. We'll come to that. So I made a plane at 197 distance. Now we'll select this plane, sketch on it. So we'll make two circles here together. You can make together or you can do separate. So I'll just make it together. We can use contour method of SolidWorks. With that, we can use one by one. So we'll specify the diameter is 84 and the diameter is 44. So make with respect of origin, that should be horizontal align. It defined exit. Now let's see how I'm going to use one by one beside the plane. Select the sketch and say extrude. First, use your contour method and delete this. Only select outer circle. Do okay and use here up to next method. Now I want to cut a hole to complete that part. So again, select the same sketch, go to extrude cut method and go to blind, reverse direction, and use here up to next only, and go to contour method, delete the sketch, select the inner hole and do okay. So this way you can cut it. See, now I need this feature that side also. So what we'll do, these two features will select it and go to mirror command in 3D. We need a middle plane. So we see already plane is there. We'll check that front top, and you can see right plane is there. You can select the right plane here, and the feature will be get mirror other side. Now we can add fillets. There is a 10 radius fillet and 10 radius fillet inside. We'll take fillet command. Select this edge, take normal edge fillet method first. Select this edge, and select this edge and the inner edge. Set the radius value to be 10 and do OK. So this is how it is added fillet. Now let's make the lower portion. Let's select this face, sketch on it. So I need to draw two circles. One, we'll take this one. Okay, we'll just take here also. Together, let's make it. Or you can make one and mirror it. Okay. So what we can draw together also, we'll draw together. Here and this circle, I'll just define equal and defining a diameter value of 120. Why I made the inner circle? Because if I made only one circle and extrude it, it will be add the material in that portion, but I want to keep that hollow. So I have to draw one more circle, exit. Now select this and say extrude. When we extruding, we'll pull upward direction. So we'll define the direction upward side. And this is 4 radius is given here. Okay, it means one side is 4, that side is also 4, total 8 radius. So means around distance will be around that 8. Then we need 8 distance total to add that. Let's do OK. Like I made this. Now how to add that radius? This one tool is called full round fillet. Full round fillet. We'll take fillet method. We have one option is called full round fillet method. We'll select this face, select that middle face and the lower face. Okay, I'm repeating for the other side. Full round method, first face, middle face, and the bottom face. Do okay. And this is how the suspension component is ready. Now you want to see the sectional view. Any model you're making, you want to see the sectional view of that. You can see this command is given in section view. You can click on that. That will show you sectional view of the model. See?
Yeah.
Okay. So here you have planes, like maybe you want to see from other plane, you can click on the planes and it will show you other side also. So it is only for viewing purpose. Okay. Viewing purpose, even you want to draw in the sectional view, by viewing that, you can draw that model. Okay. So cancel it. Like if you don't want to use it, cancel it. Now let's take one more exercise on sweep. Okay, so let's leave that because the sweep, I have to cover more command in that part. So when I cover that tools, I'll tell you that. So what we have learned, extrude, revolve, sweep, only 3 command, na? So now let's start the next commands, the loft command. Okay, let's learn the loft command. Let's take a new file and okay. So I'll just set to white background. So where's the loft command? It is given here. So what we do in the loft command, we make multiple cross sections together and combine them into one body. So let's see. So first I'll make one cross section. You can make a circular cross section. You can make a rectangular cross section. Okay, what type of cross section you require, you define that. So I'll make a circular. And then next, let's make one more plane at some distance. I'm taking from the front plane, one more plane at some distance. Let's make this to be 50 distance. Do okay. Again, suppose I'm taking same kind of cross section. Let's take the same size almost. Then next, let's take one more plane from this plane. Define the distance, what distance you require. Let's take it 50 and make one more cross section. Let's make a little bigger cross section to this one. Exit. And let's again take more cross section like that. I'm taking some cross sections. Let's specify the distance and okay. And we'll make again, I'm taking equal to this one, exit. And then I'll take one more cross section. So define the distance, what distance you require. Let's reduce the distance to something 40. Select this and sketch on it. Now let me make little smaller cross section that, okay. So like this, I just randomly add some different cross section size. Okay. So I want to combine them and I want to see what is the outcome. Okay, let's do one thing here. This cross section size little we can reduce it both. Let's put some dimension and reducing the size to 40 or 30. Exit. And I'll just reduce to this also, the same thing. Edit and 30. So let's see what is the outcome will come. Okay, so I just taken this way a cross section. Let's combine them and we'll see outcome. So go to lofted boss, section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, and section 5. You can see what is the outcome came. Now you see somewhere this model points are not aligned. You try to align them because it will remove the twisting of your model. So if there's a twisting in the model, that will be get removed if the points are aligned. Okay. Now, like I want this to be like maybe more constraining. You can apply some constraining. You can control that straightness of the part by using like make normal to direction. It'll become little perpendicular. You can go here also and set normal to direction. You can see it become little perpendicular from there, or you can keep it normal profile. Or we have more options. We have when we combining two faces. In that case, we have more options. Right now, sketch is combined, so we have limiter option, direction control, or normal to the direction, normal to the profile. So let's do OK initially. So this is outcome. See, you can make it hollow like you want to make shell. You can use a shell tool will be help you to hollow initially. If you want to only remove particular face, we can do thin feature with a default command. So in that case, what will happen? It will be remove both side material. So this is how you can make a hollow one side. The hollow from inside now. Now next, let's see. If I'm not doing hollow this way, let's undo. If I want to make a thin feature, which will be have both side material is removed, but it will be converted into wall object. So here you see the thin feature command. You just use a thin feature and specify the thickness of the wall, how much you required, and do OK. You can see here, this is how you can design something. Okay. Next, we'll see. Right now I use circle. Maybe you want to use rectangle or something. Maybe you feel that, sir, I want to change the base to be rectangular shape. So let's do editing it within this sketch. We'll use a center rectangle. Let's take the base to be little square form. Exit. See here, the base has been changed to a square. Or maybe I want to change update to the sketch also. Let's delete this. Or let me first create and then delete that circle. I deleted that. Exit. So half circle and half rectangular. See here, the base. So model has been changed completely if you noticed, right? But if I don't want to take thin feature, you can now you see once you apply thin feature, you cannot able to cancel. These commands are like this. If you applied thin feature, you cannot cancel. Or if you take in the command without thin feature and later you want to try thin feature, you cannot apply. Okay. So in that cases, you have to do it again. Okay. Now next, so we can make two different type of you can say shapes with the different multiple profiles. Now let's see how to use guides in the loft command. Guide means we can put extra curves to control the shape of any profiles. So let's take this time and making only two cross sections. You can make more than two. I'll take one cross section, exit, and let's take from the front plane one more plane. Specify some distance. Okay, let's take one plane here. Okay. So first I'll show you without cross section, without any guide. Go to lofted boss 1 and 2. See how it is connected. Simple. But we want to place a guide. Guide means that will be help you to control the shape of the model with the curves. So I'll placing some guides. Let's use right plane. You can place as many guides you want to control your shape. Like I said, this to be go like this. I'll just define here and make sure this point and this line should be pierced. PS will be fixing your point over the line. You just fix that point and make coincide also. If it is not coinciding, make sure it will be properly coincide. Otherwise, it do not give a results. I'll make one more other side. So let's use the same plane. So how you want to make other side, you just define. Like this, I define it. So again, you have to do the same thing. This to be pierced. Okay. And this to be pierced here and say okay. Exit. You need to be put any guide this side, another other plane, you can take that also. Maybe you feel that I need to be add more shapes, you can do that. So I want to go maybe like this to like this. I want to go like this side. Let's have curvature here. Let's control a little bit down like this. I want to go. So I'll just make this to be one side. So if you need more, you can place other side like this. You can make a guides, multiple guides to your part. You want here also, you can draw here also, or you can mirror it also. You select this and go to. Okay, in that case, we have to go to sketch and then we can mirror it. Let's see this plane and sketch on it. So we'll select this and say mirror entity about center line we have to draw. So I say about center line this, and I want same guide this here. I'll select this and say mirror about this one. Oh, it's not happening directly. Let's go here. So what do? You can do one more thing. You can use convert entity now, and then you can mirror it and then you can delete this. So go to mirror entity and select this center line and do okay. Now you can delete this line. See, that way also you can do any shortcut way of making faster if same profile is required. Now you can go features and go to lofted boss. Take section 1 and section 2. Okay, let's connect. If these pointers are not come correctly, you just move them and make it correct. Now I want to take guide here. I said this is a guide. Along that I want to control my shape. See here. I want the same shape to be controlled this side. If you don't want, you can keep it 1. I said this also I want to control. See. Then I want to follow this shapes also. What I've taken, I just select this. Like this. Now you can see it is came according to the shape, the guides that we have defined, and you can do okay. If you need this, you can do okay. Okay. You have more things to change and control the shape along the guides. You have option by default the option is to next guide. So it is controlling accordingly. But if you change the options, you will see little bit changes. I'll go into the option to next sharp. You see what happened? It was curvature here earlier. Now where the curvature shifted to only the center, all where, everywhere it happened the same. So you want to again the same, you can say to the edges. So little bit, not completely, but little bit, it just shift downward, the curvature. But if you take global, it will become like normal. See? So these are the options you can take and you can control the shapes and do okay. See here. This way also you can do a loft tool use. Now let's see more things. So let's see how to use a center line parameter in the loft command. So I just add a profile, some different shape I'm making here. Let's go here. Let's add some fillet here to make a smooth end. 40 radius. Okay. Let's see what is the size of this all. It's 80 radius. And there's something. Let's make this all to 80 radius. 40, 80. Let's maintain this to 60 radius. Or 80 equal will be better. Okay, exit. So I have multiple shapes I created. Now I'm going to create a plane and different points. And then we're going to design a profile on each points. So I'm making a perpendicular plane to that curve. Do okay. Then again, we'll select this curve and this point. So as many places you want perpendicular sketches and multiple profiles you want, you just place your curvature and the plane. You can place your plane in that points, perpendicular plane, and then you can add your curves on that. So I'll just make multiple. Now let's make first something on this part. So what do you want to make? You draw it like let's make a rectangle shape. Exit. I'll go to this part and let's make another rectangle shape. Let's make smaller than this. Exit. Then going here to this plane and draw third shape. Making little bigger than previous one. Exit. And this plane, let's make a circular shape. Exit. And here also the circular shape. Exit. They're also circular shape. So you can keep same shape or you can different shapes. It's depend on the part we are creating. So right now I'm giving random shape. Okay, so let's keep an origin. Fine, exit. So like this, I just created a random. Now let's hide the planes for a while so we can see properly. Hide that. Okay, this is a curve I created. Let's see what the outcome will come. If it's not loft, we have to arrange that cross section size because sometimes cross section is bigger, might be with that radius. In that cases, you have to reduce the section size. For lofted boss, section 1, section 2 it is lofted, section 3 is lofted. Now just arrange the points, so it will be straight. So here till here is no problem. Now I'm going here, it is changing to a circular form, then circular form, and the last circular form. Okay, so no problem came. So it's lofted. Now, if you see one thing, it's lofted, but does it following that curvature? It's not following this curvature, right?
Yeah.
We want it will follow this also. So here one option is called centerline parameter. Select that. Now you see it start following the shape. See? Okay. So that way also you can control it. Here we got bigger profile, so we can reduce the size in the profile which plane 4 is profile number. So this you can adjust a little bit more smaller. Have a smooth transition. Okay, see. So now it is following our guide in between, or you can say centerline parameter that we have created. It's following that shape. So anywhere you are doing loft with multiple profiles, and if do not follow the shapes, you have to use a centerline parameter option. Or I'll explain you one more with simple example. Let's make a simple arc, center arc. Exit. I'm going to make 3 different shapes, 3 different profiles. Let's make it one over this point. Let's define some diameter of this to 100. Exit. And again, I'm using the same plane to make other side. 180. Exit. Then one more I'm going to use on right plane at mid. Let's make some different shape. I'm making here slot, a center slot. Like this, I made it. So 3 different shapes. Okay. I want to loft them. Lofted boss, section 1, section 2. So I have to arrange this to it's not giving a result. Let's move it and arrange. Now see it is arranged. And third cross section. Now, if you see it is created, still it is not following that curve. It's not following the arc, right?
Yeah.
We again will go to centerline parameter. We'll select this, and you can see now it is exactly following that shape of that arc and the profiles. Do okay. Okay. So a little bit twisting are there. You have to correct that. How you can correct that? By moving the pointer exactly by aligning to each other. You just move them. So you have to see where it can be give you outcome, and you have to arrange it in better way. So like here, you can see there, I think twisting is removed, or you can move this also, see, and move this and check now. See, earlier it was showing some twisting here. Now it is corrected. Okay. So this way you can, as much twisting you can reduce by arranging the pointer. So here some twisting is there. So if you arrange that pointer, so it will be arranged. Now it will be too much pointers. Accept. Okay, see. Okay. Next, let's see one more option here. So let's close this because we have completed that. Now, we'll see one option is called drag sketching method. So here, let me draw some slot shape. exit, and take one more plane from here and do OK. Select this, sketch on it, and make a size here, exit. We'll hide this plane. And I'm going to make one guide by using 3D sketch method. So directly I draw, I'll go here and take 3D sketch tool. Drawing one guide. Now let me change the direction, that is YZ direction I have to take. So I'll press tab key. I'll go YZ direction. I place one guide to be connecting the two profiles. So make sure that should be coinciding properly. Here also that should be coinciding, and OK. Exit. Now I want to loft it. I'll go to lofted boss, section 1 and section 2. And now define the guide. This is the guide. So now you can see here it is lofted with a guide. So you can see here we have a sketch tool, but we cannot drag. We cannot use this option. I'll do OK. Now we edit back that command. Now you can click on this and you can able to drag that sketch. That is the benefit of this tool. In this way you can drag that.
Yeah.
And then you can do OK. So this is how you can take this option, use loft command. So today we have seen the complete of loft. Now we'll see one more option, lofted cut. So if you understand the loft, you can easily do the loft cut. So let's make some simple part, lofting the features, and we'll do the cut in that lofted cut. So I'll make a rectangle, exit. Let's make it simple extrude of this part. Now let's start cut this. We'll select this face. So how you want to cut the part, define the cross section. Okay, let's make a bigger cross section this side. This portion I want to cut from the part, this much area. Exit. And I'll go to this side and I want to cut little left, okay, less depth. Okay, the width of the part, less width of the part, and exit. You need more cross section in between. You can add, maybe if you have plane, you can create the plane. If you don't have, so we can use front plane also. If you feel that I need to be add something, let's make a smaller transition. So now 3 transition I made it. Okay, bigger cut, then smaller cut, then little more bigger cut. So we have the lofted cut command. Okay. Go to this, specify first, second, and third. Again, arrange the points to have a smooth cut. Do OK. See this? So this is how we can cut apart by using lofted cut feature.